Recently, I hosted 2 editions of my signature wedding photography workshop, and one thing that I noticed that kept coming back was how to take photos, especially wedding photos or couple photos, that don't look staged or superposed. So today I want to give you 3 tips, so something you can start incorporating into your work right away to make your photos look more interesting. If you don't know me, my name is Magic, and I've been shooting destination weddings for over, I didn't even know, 13 years. And now on this channel, I talk cameras, lenses, software, and wedding photography. So subscribe if this is something for you. So if you feel like your wedding photos look boring or you want to change something, my first tip is change a lens. So use something that you don't use all the time to break the pattern of how you frame photos and how you pose couples. I particularly love bringing something that I call a fun lens to every shoot I go on. So in most cases, I'm gonna bring some sort of tilt lens. So these two, so TD Artisan 51-4 tilt and the Astrory 51-4 tilt are probably my favorite ones, because with a tilt lens, I can add an element of mystery to the photo by blurring parts of it. These are manual focus lenses and are fun but hard to use. You do need a little bit of practice to master them. But then you can get a very unique results. Like in this case, this was just yesterday. I was shooting this engagement session and I posed my couple to stand one behind another. And because I was able to tilt the plane of focus, both parts of their faces with their eyes are sharp. And also the background is sharp. The building in the back is sharp while maintaining an overall soft look and using an wide open aperture. Another idea for a fun lens would be using something vintage or vintage-like. So something that has character. The character of the image, the use of manual focus, which makes you often end up with images that aren't super sharp, and clinical makes it stand out. So this is another example of a shoot that I shot a couple months ago, and I used the TT Artisan 75mm I don't remember what, f1.8 lens. I'm going to link it down below. But yeah, it has this, very unique bokeh, and it does make the image look very interesting. Tip number 2 is break all the photography rules you have been following and you have in your head. So experiment with framing. Forget about the rule of thirds for a moment. Tilt the horizon, use slow shutter. That is very, popular these days. Just have fun with it. And here's the cool part about it. When you experiment, you don't necessarily risk anything, because your experimentation can always come after you took your safe shot. So here's an example. On this shoot, this is during the workshop last week. And by the way, I'm hosting one workshop like this in Italy, Rome, and Florence this fall. Check out the link in the description if you want to come. I still have 3 seats left. But yeah, look at this. I took my typical photo first. This is the photo, 50mm at f1.2 backlit with a mist filter, magic diffusion filter on. I framed it, like the way I usually frame it, so quite straight. And then I switched my f-stop to f8. I slowed my shutter and just got closer, tilted my camera a bit, and look how different the result is. You could say there's this interesting intimacy in the photo, but also because it's tilted, it's quite dynamic, I would say. And of course, you can combine both tips. So tip number 1 and tip number 2, and you use fun lenses, but also experiment with framing, motion blur, and get even more unique results. So here's just a few more photos. And all of them were actually edited with the good old VSCO presets, specifically Portra 800. You can see them all before and after. And VSCO is the sponsor of this segment of the video. So VSCO presets are one of the special perks you get when you sign up for VSCO One membership. VSCO has been recently really active in supporting creatives with a whole bunch of new tools that they introduced. And they're working hard to bring even more stuff. One of the most powerful tools in their portfolio is actually VSCO Workspace, which is a full-blown CRM. If you never used a CRM before, here's all it means. It's everything around the photos. So all the boring stuff, not the boring photos, but all the other boring stuff. So say a couple finds you online and reaches out. You can build that contact form inside VSCO Workspace and embed it on your website. From that first message, Workspace takes over. The lead drops into your system on its own. You can send a quote automatically. They pick a package, you send a contract, you take a booking fee, all in few clicks, all inside of the Workspace. Then it handles the slow stuff for you. So reminder emails, questionnaires before the wedding, booking meetings, your to-do list, sending the gallery, the final invoice, right on time. So you can even see where the bookings are coming from or check if a client opened your email. It's all in one place. So you're managing all of your business in one place. And VSCO Workspace is a part of the VSCO One membership that also gives you access to their mobile tools, including the mobile studio suite called VSCO Studio Pro, VSCO Galleries to quickly share photos with your clients, VSCO Sites to create your portfolio website, and the cherry on the top, the presets that I use to edit photos in this video. Check the link in the description. With my code, you get extra $75 off the annual price. And now, the last, but I would say the most important tip for today, of course, is the movement and variety. If your gallery for your clients looks like post-portrait after post-portrait after post-portrait, it does feel boring and repetitive. So the first thing you need to do is add as much movement to your photos as possible. Most of the times, we as wedding photographers are not shooting professional models. We're shooting a very normal and regular people that simply don't know how to pose and what to do in front of the camera. In order to bring a natural vibe, from them, you need to give them something to do that is natural to them. And one of the most natural things people can do is walking. So asking them for the walk is usually a first step to me. But to add a little spice to it, just walking might also look very boring. So in order to turn that walking into something more natural and engagement between the couple, you can, for example, ask them to walk fast. What I like doing is talk to them when they walk towards me. And I ask them to walk faster. And then I ask them to walk even faster. And then I'm going to ask them to, walk like they're drunk. And the more energy I'm giving them when prompting during the walk, the more energy they will give me back in the photos. So you can also ask them to walk backwards, like here in this shoot. So walking backwards is funny because it does usually create some really genuine fun moments between the couple and can lead to photos like this or like this. And now, if you combine all of these three things, you play with some non-standard lenses, you break some photography rules, and then you add movement to your photos on top of that, you get that variety in your gallery or your social posts. And one shoot can look like this, for example, all within just few minutes. Look how different these photos are. Or this shoot also just in few minutes, like the variety is there. So my recommendation, try it out at your next photo shoot and let me know in the comments if you have any of your own tips for me to try. I love trying out new things. And now make sure to watch this video if you want to see what cameras and lenses I bring to the wedding day.